Imagine logging into an MMORPG you haven't played in months, and instead of empty towns and quiet chat, you find packed servers, active guilds, a thriving marketplace, and players everywhere. That's the situation many players are experiencing with ROHAN 2 Reforged. After a series of major updates, the game has started attracting both returning veterans and curious newcomers. The community is becoming more active, server activity is increasing, and discussions about the game's future are growing stronger than ever. But what exactly changed? Why are the United servers such a big deal? How does RUBYx fit into the game's economy? Is the Dark Elf still one of the strongest classes? And if you're completely new, is now the right time to start your journey? In this video, we'll answer all of those questions and take a complete look at why ROHAN 2 Reforged is getting so much attention in 2026. So let's dive in. At its core, ROHAN 2 Reforged is built for players who enjoy the traditional MMORPG experience. Instead of rushing through short matches or unlocking everything within a weekend, the game rewards patience, progression, and long-term character development. You'll complete quests, defeat increasingly powerful enemies, collect better equipment, improve your skills, join guilds, and eventually take part in massive PvP battles and large-scale world events. Every level feels meaningful, every upgrade improves your character, and every hour invested moves you closer to becoming stronger. That's one of the reasons classic MMORPG fans continue coming back to games like ROHAN 2. They offer a living world that grows with the player instead of a short experience that's over in a few hours. One of the biggest improvements introduced recently is the United Server system. Over time, many MMORPGs face the same problem. As players spread across multiple servers, communities become smaller, trading slows down, guild recruitment becomes harder, and PvP starts feeling less competitive. United servers address this issue by bringing those separate communities together. The result is a much more active game world. You'll find more players available for trading, larger guilds recruiting new members, busier marketplaces, more exciting boss encounters, and far more competitive PvP battles. For longtime players, it feels like the game has received a fresh start. For newcomers, it means entering a world that's full of activity rather than feeling isolated on a quiet server. Whenever an MMORPG receives an update of this scale, something exciting usually happens. Experienced players reinstall the game. Guilds reopen recruitment. Content creators begin sharing new builds and guides. And beginners get the chance to learn alongside everyone else instead of feeling years behind the veteran community. That's exactly why many players believe this is one of the best moments to begin playing ROHAN 2 Reforged. Now let's talk about one of the game's most talked about classes, the Dark Elf. If your playstyle revolves around speed, aggressive combat, and dealing heavy burst damage, the Dark Elf is definitely worth considering. The class rewards quick decision-making and good timing, allowing skilled players to unleash devastating attack combinations against both monsters and enemy players. Whether you're farming resources or competing in PvP, mastering the Dark Elf can be incredibly satisfying. Although every class has its own advantages depending on your preferred playstyle, the Dark Elf continues to remain one of the community's favorites because of its exciting combat mechanics and impressive damage potential. Another feature that makes ROHAN 2 stand out is its expansive fantasy world. The game isn't just about fighting enemies. It's also about exploring unique locations, discovering hidden areas, facing dangerous monsters, and encountering memorable creatures that make the world feel alive. One iconic example is the lion, a creature that has become familiar to many players and adds character to the game's environment. Moments like these remind players that exploration is just as rewarding as combat itself. Now let's discuss RUBYx. If you've spent any time reading about ROHAN 2 recently, you've probably come across this name. RUBYx plays an important role within the game's ecosystem and contributes to its overall economy. Understanding how it functions can help players better understand progression and the economic side of the game. If you're interested in the Web3 features connected to ROHAN 2, it's always a good idea to study the official information carefully and understand how everything works before making any financial decisions. When it comes to gameplay, ROHAN 2 Reforged stays true to the formula that made classic MMORPGs so popular. You'll spend your time exploring vast environments, completing quests, collecting powerful equipment, upgrading your character, participating in guild activities, defeating challenging bosses, and battling other players in large-scale PvP encounters. Unlike games that can be completed quickly, ROHAN 2 is designed to be a long-term adventure where your character continues growing with every achievement. The more time and effort you invest, the stronger your character becomes. So should you play ROHAN 2 Reforged in 2026? If you're someone who enjoys deep progression systems, meaningful character growth, active guilds, challenging PvP, and a world that continues evolving, then ROHAN 2 Reforged is certainly worth considering. The United servers have given the game new momentum, making the community feel more alive than it has in quite some time. Whether your goal is becoming a top PvP player, collecting powerful gear, exploring a massive fantasy world, or learning about the game's evolving economy, there's plenty here to keep you engaged. If you've been waiting for the right opportunity to jump in or return after taking a break, this could be the perfect moment. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more MMORPG news, guides, gameplay tips, and future updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.